Hi viewers, welcome to Acheron's Process Accelerator YouTube channel. In one of our previous videos, we have discussed about the supplier onboarding solution that we have implemented using Camunda. In the same life cycle, we have moved on to the next part now, that is the procure-to-pay. So once the supplier gets onboarded, automatically the actual operations part is the next step, which we have tried to implement in Camunda and solve our solution. So where things fall short is in the present scenario, we see a lot of documents that are getting used, and all those documents require manual verification, and even the invoices are going to get validated manually, and then they are going to be getting inside the system through an AP clerk actually. So all these manual validations, email approvals, and also document handling is going to be really slow, and something even can be missed, due to which a huge financial loss can happen because of tight deadlines or missing commitments and so on. So in order to make sure all these things are getting right, we have implemented most of the process through an automated scale, where DMNs is going to come and play auto approvals or approval routes, and BPMN is going to properly orchestrate the entire process along with AI agents and intelligent document processing systems by Camunda itself. So, with that being said, let's go to the quick developers walkthrough of the process that we have designed. This is the main flow. For simplicity's sake, I have partitioned this particular entire process into multiple sub processes. So once a purchase request is submitted, so which we are assuming to be triggered by some automated script in our ERP system itself, whether a particular quantity of goods is going down, then automatically a purchase request will be getting submitted by a system. So that's how this entire process is going to get triggered actually. And once it is triggered, we are going to load the tenant configuration, which is purely based on multiple vendors who can be accommodated in this one particular system actually. So we can load their particular configuration, and once that is done, the AA agent. So here we have configured this particular AA agent to use the purchase request data, and on top of the data it is going to see the type of the purchase request, and it is also going to see the capital, whether it is a stock, non-stock, or what is the category of it. So here we are considering the CPG industry, where we have we will be having some raw materials, packagings, and ingredients. That's for so consumer packaged goods actually. So then it will be also seeing the urgency of the purchase request and so on. So based on all the purchase request data, we have curated this particular AI in order to work on all those data with proper rulings here, and it will give us the output actually. So once this AI is done with its particular job, then we are going to move to the next stage, which is the PR approval stage. So here, once the purchase request is created, we are going through a determine approval route. So this is basically DMN implementation, where based on the amount, category, and the urgency level, it is going to we are going to determine the approval type. Whether if it is a smaller request, then this particular DMN will categorize into auto approve, or due to the varying different conditions based on them, we are going to determine the approval type, whether it's a multi-level or a manager level approval. And once this particular DMN is giving us our output, based on that particular approval type, whether it's auto approve or manager only or multi-level, we are going to take a decision and route the flow on based of it actually. So let's assume now the output of the DMN is going to be manager only. So it will go through this particular flow where it is crossing the manager's PR actually. So once the manager is reviewing the PR, based on the decision of approval and rejection, the flow will continue. If in case the SLA time that is allotted for the manager is going beyond the limit, then we will have to trigger a escalation to the director itself actually. So this type of edge cases are also there in order to make sure that all the processes are going on as per track on time actually. So with that being said, once this is approved, it goes to the notifying the requester so that they get to know purchase request is approved from the manager's level and is ready for the next process. So now we have discussed about the peer approval stage. Once the purchase request is approved, then we go for the purchase order creation stage. So for that, we have come to this particular sub process where once a purchase order is created, a system will automatically generate a number for it. So this is purely system based, and we can validate the supplier in ERP. So previously we have onboarded, sorry. So previously we have onboarded suppliers to the ERP system using our supplier onboarding solution. So we can validate the supplier whether they are still existing or is there any changes or is there any um, ISO verification that is need to be updated. So we will be validating if everything is intact even now. So once that validation is done, then this purchase order is going to be getting created at the ERP right now. And whatever the purchase request that came in, all those things will be simultaneously getting added to this purchase order in the ERP. And once everything is finalized, then we are going to submit the PO in the ERP system. So all these things are going to be happening based on the initial data that came in, and we have got through all those AI based extractions, and all these will be automatically added to the ERP system actually. So once that is done, even we have got some logger events so that we can have it as an audit logs in order to make sure we are staying in track of what is happening and what is not. So once that is done, we are able to see that the PO is created successfully. So when this is completed, the next thing is we are going to send as an email PO to the supplier. So we are going to email the purchase order to the supplier too. And then this is a pretty manual process where we are going to deliver the goods, but so we are waiting for the goods. Once that stage is crossed, we will be going to the next stage, that's goods receipt stage. Let's go to that particular DMN where you're able to see the once the goods is delivered, then there is we're going to get a GR number that is going to automatically generate it, and the warehouse person is going to log the receipt as they validate whatever that is delivered manually. And once that is done, if there is any quality check that's required, then the quality check will happen manually, and based on that, whether it is fully accepted, partial acceptance, and full rejection, so that decision will be taken by the warehouse people. And based on that, this acceptance will be there when whatever they have asked in the purchase request is being delivered. If something is only partially delivered, or if there is any quality issue, then it will be partially accepted or even fully rejected also. So once that is done, then we are going to post the GR to the ERP. That's a good receipt, and we are going to update the inventory since we have got all the goods that what we require delivered. and then for same auditing things are going to happen, and this sub process is also getting closed. Once the good receipt stage is also done, we are going for the next thing called as the invoice processing stage. So in the invoice processing stage, the invoice will be received once all the goods received is also done. Invoice will be generated and it will be received actually. And we are going to use Camunda's IDP system in order to extract the invoice data. So there we will be checking on the confidence of that AI extraction of invoice data. And if the confidence level is high, greater than 90 percentage, then we are going to going with the flow. Else, there is a human in the loop present as part of this implementation, and we are going to validate and manually enter the invoice data from here actually. So once this is also done, then we are going to validate the invoice actually. So the validate invoice is going to happen based on the purchase request actually. And once the invoice is also validated, then we are going to post the invoice to the ERP system for tracking, and we are going to add invoice line item to the inventory also. Uh, so the updates from the warehouse and the inventory so that they are both are on in the same page actually. And we are going to audit log it and we will move to the next sub process. So the next one is a three-way match stage, which is also an important stage. So here also we are leveraging the usage of AI agent. So where we have configured the agent in order to uh, let me even show it. So in order to validate these three, so basically the intelligent three-way match is something where we will be validating the purchase order, good receipt, and also the invoice. So whatever purchase request has come, whether the purchase order fulfilled everything, and whether the invoice contains all the fulfilled purchase request and the purchase order, all the three things are going to be compatible with each other. So that's the check that is going to happen here. So based on the quantity matching, price matching, amount matching, and we have given a perfect match rules with some tolerance levels also, so that it is not too strict, and there will be a tolerance level specific to different tenants actually. So these tolerances will mostly be loaded when the tenant configuration is even loaded in the first part. And for the tolerances also, we have got uh, a DMN working in place, and this process is also over by a review and an auto approval system. Once this three-way match is done, we are going to the payment execution stage where we will be giving the discount rates and also the payment, determine which payment method we are going to choose. For example, the amount and based on the region, the country, and the supplier preference also, we will be determining which mode of payment we can go for it. And once the payment method is also decided, then we are going for a particular method of payment, and once that method of payment is complete, then we are going to mark the invoice as paid actually. So this will be updated in the ERP system, and a mail will be sent to the all involved parties notifying that this particular invoice is also paid, and whatever purchase request that you have requested for is currently properly closed, something we can communicate actually. So once a payment execution stage is done, we are going to post reconciliation to the ERP. So which is like in a good terms contract between two parties. So whatever they have asked, in order to maintain the relationship in a longer run, we will update the reconciliation points in the ERP system for tracking also. And in this way, our P2P cycle is completed actually. So how did we improve the existing system? We have implemented process orchestration one step high by using AI, DMN, and other orchestration tools like human in the loop concepts and also, valid DMNs for the scenarios which require not a person to sit on, and even the document intelligent extraction and the AI agent itself, they have taken decision for or what type of match should happen, even in a three-way match or a purchase request classification itself. So all the smart classification and auto approvals reduce a lot of times. So instead of waiting for some people to approve, or even some people even might miss it in a very plethora of emails. So this auto approvals will help a lot there. And AI invoice extraction will reduce manual errors because we have got good accuracy in doing the OCR here as per what we have tested. So manual errors can be rectified, and the payment optimization also, the which payment method to choose, which way of payment based on the region and based on the supplier and the customer, all those things are going to get tracked, and good decision is going to be taken by the DMN, which will benefit all the parties based on the tenant configuration itself. And again, we have got a full audit trail so that in real-time tracking and for audit logs, we will be able to close on this actually. So we have got a very highly efficient, faster, and manual data entry and only exception only review type of workflow we have achieved actually. So with that, we have come to an end of this demonstration. For more discussions and collaboration around this, please contact us in the email that's provided in the description box. Thanks, team.